YouTube, it's your boy FPL man, and I'm back here with a brand new video. Today I've got for you my Game Week 14 review, as well as Game Week 15 team selection and some transfer plans. I'm also going to be looking at RobT FPL's projected goals as well as clean sheet odds. So let's dive in. So there you have it, guys. Your boy had a big fat red arrow in Game Week 14. Unfortunately, there were a lot of things that didn't go my way. Unforeseen circumstances such as midweek madness of benching and rotation with Sanchez and Jackson, Gabriel not being part of the squad. I practically had 9 players playing. Look, Burgess wasn't even part of the squad. So, and Gabriel. So I had no replacement for Gabriel. No one could come off the bench for me because Konate was injured. I know it was a midweek game, so there was definitely some rotation risk. But I didn't expect Sanchez to be rotated. I didn't expect Gabriel to be not part of the squad. I thought he didn't have a major injury. I thought he was a minor niggle. And then obviously you got Jackson, the big one, who was a shock to me because he only had 70 minutes last game week and he got early sub. So I thought, you know what? That means he's going to play. And obviously you got the likes of Mbeumo and Semenyo stinking up once again. They're basically two right backs. Both Semenyo and Mbeumo play right backs in the midweek fixture. The biggest one is Salah again, who hurt me again with 18-pointer. I mean, I've won against him the last 5 game weeks in a row now. I think he has to stop now. I think it's got to the point where it's ridiculous. The guy has over 11 double digits. He's already has 150 points in the season. He's in the form of his life. He can't seem to stop scoring. Getting like 2 goals and an assist at St. James Park is insane. So the kudos to those who captained him. He's continued to punish me. Overall, I had 51 points. All rank was 16k. Now currently 43k. So it's just unfortunate. I mean, glad João Pedro got a return. Cunha is that one guy I wasn't too high on, but I got peer pressured, and as well as the fact that a lot of people own him, his EO, has made me do that move. He wasn't one of those transfers where I was a big fan of him myself, and he's blanked the last 2. But it's one of those situations where even right now it's difficult to sell him because he's got really good upcoming fixtures. And then obviously my defense is in dire need for a transfer. I didn't go ahead with the Trent -4 transfer. If I did, I'd be up 2 points right now. At least that's something, but still not a big deal. Tough game week. Let's hope that we can turn around game week 15. Let's look at some transfer plans because I do need to make some improvement in my defense. And also, apologies for my voice. It's kind of gone. As you can imagine, probably raging after a horrendous game week. So, yeah, but I'm joking. It's not raging, but it's just I lost my voice. So let's look at some transfers for game week 15. So obviously, I've took out Konate for Trent, which was a 3-1 transfer I used. And I had 2 million in the bank. Now, the fixture run for Liverpool is really good. They play Everton, Fulham. Fulham at home is a good fixture as well. The only tough one I see here is Tottenham away. The rest are quite easy, to be honest, up into game week 25. So the run is really, really nice. And I do think that he's already back and he's already got 2 assists. He came off the bench versus Newcastle and he got 2 assists. So that shows you how much of a threat he is. He also kept a clean sheet and got 2 bonus points versus he. And it's just a no-brainer move, to be honest. I do think that there are some people that are worried about his minutes because he got benched. But I think that's because he just came back on an injury and he didn't want to play back-to-back games. So Slot is kind of protecting him, which is good. As long as Trent gets 70 minutes with a clean sheet and a potential attack and return, that's a 15-pointer. So I'm happy with that, as long as he gets started in game week 15. So yeah, let's look how I'm lining up for game week 15. So I'm lining up with Sanchez at the back, who's got Tottenham away. There's a good argument that one can make for Fabianski, Wolves at home, but West Ham have been considering for fun. I think I'm also playing Cunha, so does it make sense for me to play Cunha and also play a defender or a goalkeeper against them? But I could see a good argument for Fabianski this week as well, because both Wolves and West Ham look horrible. But I'm going with Sanchez. He did get benched though, as I said. That means he might have lost his place. But worst case, if he does get benched again, I got Fabianski coming in. But I do think it's probably just to rest him though. But I might be wrong. And then obviously you got Gabriel and Hall and Trent. Gabriel is a doubt again. He wasn't seen in training today. But I've also heard that he's getting some internal training done. So let's hope that, he's going to come into the lineup because I do need him. I don't have any good cover. I got the likes of Burgess and Greaves. They're basically 1 or 2 pointer guaranteed. Nothing special there. And then Lewis Hall. My 50-50 dilemma was between Kirkes and Lewis Hall. And Kirk has already returned twice. and Hall has not got me a single return yet in 3 game weeks. So kind of felt like hard done by that. But I do think the next coming fixtures like Brentford, Ipswich, and Leicester, there is potential for a return. And Brentford do consider a lot of set piece goals, like when you hoof in the box, which Hall does a lot. They do concede those goals. So I'm hoping that Hall might get an assist there. And obviously, if Gabriel plays, there's a bullet header chances. And Trent is just basically a premium asset at this point. I mean, when you're playing him, you're expecting a return. Like you pay 6.9 or 7 billion now, which is a premium price for a defender. You expect a return. So I'm expecting either a clean sheet or a attacking return. I'm quite happy to have him though because he's like quite a differential right now because he's only 20% owned. And a lot of people are struggling with budget right now because they're stacked in midfield. So I do think that I'm kind of a bit early on the Trent bandwagon. Hopefully he gets, he rewards me. And midfield is just your typical Salah, Palmer, Saka, which is template. There's not much to say. Salah is like permanent captain now. Like I'm never gonna look anywhere else. I don't think it's worth it. But I might become delusional and I might feel a bit risky and go Palmer, but I highly doubt I'll go there. For now, it's just Salah because I don't wanna. I've been punished enough. I don't want to keep hurting myself. I went from top 10k to 54k because I went against Salah every single week. So I gotta stop doing that now. I know it's boring, I know it's template, but all the casual managers are basically winning right now simply because all they do is just log in and captain Salah every week. So I gotta adapt, to be honest, and just captain him is boring as it is. And Semenyo and Mbeumo is my dilemma. They both play right back. Pick your poison who you want to play. I'm just going to Semenyo because he's playing Ipswich, who's the worst defense. So that's about it. I'm not expecting much from him. I'm expecting to blank again. He was horrible. I didn't like his positioning versus Tottenham. Both Cliver as well as Evan Nelson team seem to be getting most of the attacking chances. Semenyo is nowhere to be found. In the striker's position, though, it's a bit exciting with Jackson and João Pedro, which I think both good assets. However, Cunha, I do have my doubts. I mean, if I didn't go for him, I'd probably have Wood right now, or I'd probably get Isak or someone like that. But it is what it is. I made my bed with it. I got to line it now. I do think that these 2-3 strikers, though, has really good fixtures, and there is a potential of attacking returns. I think my only dilemma going to the week, as I mentioned, is Semenyo or Mbeumo. It might be one of those situations where I make that decision on the deadline day, which is tomorrow. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I have used one free transfer, go 0.3 million in the bank. Then obviously 102.8 is the squad value. I'm not planning on taking any hits this week, to be honest. Although I do think that if Gabriel is out, I may need to make another defensive transfer. But I'm not a big fan of any defenders at the moment, which we'll look at in the next section. And also Mbeumo, I think he's not going to go down tonight. If he does go down, it doesn't affect my price, rise or change. So I do think that I'll keep Mbeumo and sell him next week for free. So yeah, let's move on to the potential Mbeumo replacement for next week. As you guys saw last week, I had the same players, except I currently don't have Mitoma because I have João Pedro. I'm looking at potentially Gordon, as well as Bowen and Odegaard and Kulusevski. They all have great fixtures. And I think because I don't have Isak, I do think Gordon is a good option for me. And he's a bit of a differential as well. But at the same time, Kulusevski is also a differential. And I don't have any Spurs attacker. So it will be between those two, or it may be Odegaard. But if I want to fund Odegaard, I need more money. So that might be out of the question. And then obviously Jared Bowen is basically a, like-for-like switch. But I do need to see what happens with West Ham and their manager before I make that move. So if I was to make an Mbeumo replacement, it would be next week for free. I wouldn't be taking a -4 hit this week. Now let's look at some best defenders to target for game week 15. Looked at this last week as well. Best defenders to buy. As you guys can see, it's the Liverpool and Arsenal boys. If you don't have them, you bring them in. There's not much to say. They're the best defense. If you're struggling for budget, you go with the likes of Gomez and Timber. However, if you have unlimited funds, you get Van Dijk and Trent. And then obviously you got the options with the budget like Cucurella, Kerkez, Hull, as well as Estupiñán. Both Estupiñán, Kerkez are attacking. So even if they don't keep a clean sheet, there's a potential for an attacking return. So I do like them as a defender's transfer. But Hull has been disappointing, so that's why I have him last at the moment. And Cucurella is a nice option because they have a long-term good fixtures. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And let's move on to RobT FPL's projected goals as well as clean sheet odds for game week 15. So as you guys can see with RobT FPL's graph, first we're going to look at the projected goal scorers. You got the likes of Watkins, Haaland. Haaland is high every week, to be honest, even though he doesn't get, he doesn't live up to the expected goals data. And obviously Salah, we can see quite high. He's ahead of Palmer, Isak. So if you're thinking of captaincy, he's between Salah and Watkins this week. But I think Walking is a bit of a minutes risk, 60 to 65 minutes. Well, that's where you got last week as well. So I'll potentially be going with Salah this week and not think too much or anywhere else. And then obviously in terms of clean sheet odds, you got the likes of Liverpool with the highest odds. You also have Arsenal with very good odds, 38%, and Manchester United with good odds. So if you're maybe looking for different transfers, you look at those teams, Arsenal and Liverpool, which I already covered. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. That'll be it for Game Week 15. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out.